When I was cornered by thugs in the alley, my boyfriend was in the rain with his heartbroken first love. He ignored my 3 calls, then turned off his phone completely. Later, he stood outside my apartment in the rain for half a month, all night long. Just to see me once. At that time, he still naively thought that I was alive. On my birthday, my boyfriend promised to watch a movie with me. But halfway through the movie, Raymond Patel's phone vibrated, and he said he needed to make a call. When he came back, it was just as the male lead kissed the female lead. The atmosphere was perfect. Raymond slowly leaned closer to me, and I thought he wanted to kiss me, my heart beating like a drum. But he whispered in my ear, "Giselle just broke up." My heart sank. So what? Giselle Fox came back on his birthday. This was the 3rd birthday I spent with him, and the first one after we graduated from college. To decorate the birthday venue for him, I did everything myself and barely slept for 2 days. He arrived at the scene. He smiled nonchalantly, hugged me, and kissed my cheek. "Thank you, my dear girlfriend, I'm very satisfied." The atmosphere was heating up when his buddy suddenly bumped his shoulder, saying an old friend was coming. I was taken aback. Who? They opened the door, and the girl at the door smiled beautifully. Raymond Patel, long time no see. Raymond was no longer his usual casual self. His eyes were as bright as the stars, far more delighted than before. "Why did you come back?" "I haven't celebrated your birthday with you these past few years, so I thought I'd surprise you this time." Their eyes met. It was just like a scene from a drama where long-lost lovers reunite. My freshly done nails dug into my palms. Still, I walked over with a smile and took Raymond's arm. "Ray, who is this?" At that moment, I felt like the villainous supporting character in a drama. "This is my high school classmate, Giselle Fox." Giselle looked at me with a bright smile and exclaimed, "Wow. So you're his girlfriend, huh? You're so pretty. You and Raymond look so good together." "Yes, everyone says so, right?" I looked sweetly at Raymond. But he avoided my gaze. Every passing second was like torture. After a while, he finally said, "Yes. Bettina is my girlfriend, I pursued her first. Raymond and I have been together for 3 years. I liked him when I started college, but I never took the initiative to pursue anyone. I was prepared for my crush to go nowhere. It was him who pursued me. He was the golden boy, passing through a sea of flowers without a leaf sticking to him. During a basketball game in our junior year, I brought him a 3-liter bottle of mineral water, drawing everyone's attention. Not long after, he found me, smiling as he asked, "Do you want to give it a try with me?" It was like something out of a novel. The person you have a crush on pursues you. How wonderful, I agreed without hesitation. We were like any other couple, hugging and kissing. He would give me his jacket when I was cold, change his social media cover photo to a picture of us at my request, and make ginger tea for me when I had my period. Our friends often said they envied me, saying I had reformed a playboy. For someone as carefree as him to do all this, I thought I was very satisfied. Until Giselle Fox appeared. I realized. I was not satisfied. The cake was brought out. It had candles shaped like 21, with 2 cartoon figures holding hands on top, representing me and Raymond. Giselle volunteered to cut the cake. But she cut right between the cartoon figures of me and Raymond, splitting us in half. I voiced my displeasure. "If you're going to cut, couldn't you have done it somewhere else? Why did you have to cut right where we're holding hands?" Giselle quickly apologized. "I'm sorry, Bettina, I didn't notice. I just cut it randomly without paying attention." She looked so pitiful, as if I was making things difficult for her. "Bettina, it's just 2 cartoon figures. Don't take it so seriously." Raymond rubbed my head gently, his eyes soft. "Okay?" I relented and nodded with a smile. "Okay." It was only later that I realized his gentleness at that moment wasn't for me. It was because he didn't want to make Giselle feel awkward in front of everyone. So those cartoon figures that I had spent so long drawing meant nothing to him. I really regret not seeing through it at the time. The next day, Raymond said that a few of his high school friends were getting together and asked if I wanted to go. I said yes, and sure enough, Giselle was there too. "Hello, Bettina." She was wearing a backless short dress, showing off her slender legs. She paused when she saw me. Not for any reason, but because my legs in shorts were longer than hers. The last time, I had dressed simply for convenience while setting up the birthday venue. During the gathering, someone poured wine for Giselle. Raymond immediately took the glass away. She doesn't drink. Then he asked someone to get her a bottle of fruit tea. Giselle said to me, "Bettina, I'll toast to you with tea instead of wine, wishing you and Raymond a long and happy life together." My teeth are sensitive, drinking cold things makes them ache. I had asked him to go with me to the dentist, but he didn't remember at all. If he hadn't helped Giselle avoid drinking, I could have let it go. I raised my glass and drank the whole cup of cold beer. The pain in my teeth was extreme. Nerves sent waves of sharp pain. I fought hard not to frown. After a moment, Raymond said, "Don't drink so much cold stuff. Don't you know your teeth are bad?" Then he asked someone to bring a non-cold drink, but I had already had 2 glasses. On the other side, Giselle asked with a smile, "Do you still remember that street we used to hang out on in high school?" Raymond smiled, "I remember." Giselle said, "We should visit it sometime. I really miss our alma mater and those days of fooling around with you guys." They enthusiastically discussed their memories. Memories of a youth I was never part of. I couldn't get a word in edgewise. Like an outsider wearing a smiling mask. "Are you drunk?" Raymond rubbed my head. But at that moment, my thoughts were, is he doing this for Giselle to see? His tone used to be casual, as if he had everything under control. Now it seemed deliberately gentle, which I didn't want. I smiled at him, "Not really, I'm fine." He wrapped his arm around my waist, "If you're tired, don't push yourself. I'll call a car to take you home." "Not tired." Giselle suddenly said, "I wish my boyfriend could be as considerate as you." Everyone else was surprised. "You have a boyfriend?" "Yes, he's studying abroad right now." I breathed a sigh of relief. But at that moment, Raymond's hand on my waist tightened. He tilted his head back and drained his glass of wine in one gulp. Giselle even started talking about her love story. In the middle of it, Raymond suddenly said, "You guys keep chatting, it's too stuffy in here, I'm going out for a walk." I watched his lonely figure and got up to follow him. Outside the bar, I saw his solitary figure under the streetlight, and I slowly walked over. "Ray, I heard from your friend that you used to pursue Giselle. Is that right?" "I did." Raymond took a puff of his cigarette and admitted frankly, "But that was a long time ago." "Oh. What, are you jealous?" He tilted my chin up, his eyes gleaming with ease. "No. Bettina, enough with the overthinking." He said, "Use that little brain of yours for something else. Giselle has a boyfriend now, don't overthink it." "But what if she didn't have a boyfriend? Would you leave me to pursue her?" I didn't ask. After a long silence, he said to me, "Sunday is your birthday. I'll spend the whole day with you, and we can watch that movie you've been wanting to see." How about it? But on the day he promised to spend with me, he was distracted, constantly checking his phone. "Giselle is in a bad state, she's been crying. I want to go check on her." I turned to look at him, the movie only has half an hour left. "Let's finish it, okay?" He exhaled deeply, "All right, let's finish it." After the movie ended, Raymond turned my face towards him and kissed me. In the past, his kisses would make me blush and my heart race. But at this moment, all I could think about was his words, "Giselle just broke up." Like a curse, it echoed in my mind for a long time. Then his phone rang. I didn't need to guess, it was Giselle calling. "I need to take this call." Before I could say anything, he had already answered the phone. Giselle's voice was choked with sobs. She was speaking in broken sentences. "Raymond, I'm really sad, I feel so hurt. I was so good to him, but he deleted all my contacts. Why is the world so unfair? That kind of jerk isn't worth it." Giselle said, "I don't want to live anymore." "Listen, Giselle, don't do anything stupid. Send me your location, I'll come find you right now." At that moment, thunder rumbled across the sky. I felt a shock in my heart as well. "Ray, she has other friends to comfort her. Today is my birthday, I don't want you to go. If you go, then don't come back to me again. Bettina, stop making a fuss. Raymond's tone was urgent. Listen to me, just go shopping for a bit on your own. I'll come back to you after I make sure she's okay. I'm afraid she'll do something foolish. And just then, it started to rain. Raymond dashed into the rain without hesitation. So determined, but not for me. Maybe Raymond didn't know, but this would become the day he would regret the most in his life. I wandered around the mall alone and bought another movie ticket. It was for a comedy. The protagonist in the movie tried every trick to make the audience laugh. But as I laughed, tears started to fall. I laughed at my own naivety and foolishness, and the tears were for the true feelings that were betrayed. When it ended, it was already 11 at night, but there was no message from Raymond. I had come across Raymond's social media account before. At that time, we had been together for 2 years. I accidentally stumbled upon Raymond's high school crush stories. He would deliberately do exercises in the opposite direction of the crowd during Giselle's morning workouts just to catch a glimpse of her. He would bring her breakfast when she woke up late. He would fight for her when other boys bullied her, even if it meant getting reprimanded by the school. He would use the excuse of asking her questions to get close to her. A young man full of vigor, willing to go through fire and water for the girl he loved. If it wasn't Raymond who wrote those, I would have been deeply moved by the beauty of that crush. But on the day of the college entrance exams, Giselle rejected his confession. She chose a university far away. From his posts during that time, it was clear he was depressed for a long time, spending his days drinking in bars until college started. His last tweet was, "I'm letting you go, Giselle." At that time, I thought, since he chose to be with me, I wouldn't hold his past against him. Everyone has a past, as long as he moves forward, it's fine. True feelings will be reciprocated, I always believed that, and treated him well. But now, he left me without hesitation. Has he really let go? Or did I never compare to Giselle in his heart? I get tired too. Raymond. I'm so disappointed in you. So disappointed. It was raining, and the night was deep. Almost no one could be seen. As I walked through a narrow path, a man came towards me, wearing a black raincoat, head down, walking hastily. Yet, I felt he was looking at me. I turned around and walked away. But suddenly, I was face to face with a scarred face, his eyes fierce and close. He asked sinisterly, "Hey beautiful, where are you going? I saw you wandering alone in the mall for quite a while. Why not find a man to keep you company?" My heart was pounding in my throat, but I forced myself to stay calm. "Oh, my boyfriend is just around here. I'm waiting for him." "Really? Then why are your hands shaking?" The hand in my pocket dialed Raymond's number. "Please, answer quickly." Then, I took out my phone, trying hard not to let my voice tremble, pretending I was answering a call. "Yes, I'm here." "Oh, you're coming soon?" "I'll be right there." I spoke while walking away. The two men saw this and also started to leave. But the man in black suddenly turned around and snatched my phone. The screen still showed the dialing page. The scarred man sneered, looking eerie under the dim streetlight. "Why pretend? There's no boyfriend." Just as I was about to run, the scarred man covered my mouth. I struggled desperately, fear consuming every part of me, the streetlight flickering before my eyes. The scarred man handed me the phone. "Come on, you like making calls, right? Keep calling your boyfriend. Don't call anyone else. If he answers, I'll let you go." He then took out a knife. My hands were trembling badly. The first call hung up. The second call also hung up. The third call, "The number you dialed is turned off." The rain was getting heavier. Raymond Patel. The two thugs laughed loudly, throwing my phone to the roadside. They pushed me to the ground. Just then, my phone rang, startling a couple passing by the alley. "Hey, what are you doing?" "I've called the police." The scarred man and the man in black exchanged a look. They grinned. "We're just messing with her. Look, she's fully dressed." The couple walked over to check on me. "Miss, are you okay?" I hurriedly buttoned up my coat. Still in shock, trembling, cold rainwater seeping through my collar, tears uncontrollably streaming down. I shook my head. I'm fine. Then I thanked them. The call just now wasn't from Raymond. It was from Matt. I missed it, but he quickly called again. Matt was Raymond's college roommate. I was in the same club as him in college, so he was also a mutual friend of Raymond and me. He now worked abroad. We didn't contact each other often, just occasionally. His voice was deep and clear. Hey, Bettina. Matt, what's up? Nothing major, just sent you a few messages you didn't reply to, so I wanted to wish you a happy birthday. For a moment, I felt a lump in my throat. Yeah, I got it. Thank you. What's wrong with your voice? Did something happen? Nothing, maybe just a little cold. Isn't Raymond with you? Him? We broke up. Third-party perspective. 2 hours ago. Giselle sat on a park bench, soaked through. Raymond walked over, frustrated. Just one man, and you let yourself fall apart like this? Giselle Fox, where's your pride? The pride you had when you rejected me? He doesn't want me anymore, even blocked me on his phone. If he broke up with you, then it's over. Why are you torturing yourself? Giselle shouldn't be like this. She should be proud. The girl he had carefully protected in high school was bullied by another man, making him feel indescribable pain and anger. Giselle looked up, her eyes red from crying. It's easy to say, not so easy to do. Raymond threw away the umbrella. If you want to get rained on, I'll stay with you. Suddenly, his phone vibrated, but Giselle was still sobbing beside him. Raymond hesitated and hung up, sending a message instead. If you need something, text me. Don't call. After a while, Bettina's calls started coming in one after another. Raymond felt irritated and sent another message, stop calling. I'll talk to you later. Then he turned off his phone. Giselle finally pulled herself together. I'm done crying. Suddenly, she stood up and hugged Raymond. He wanted to push her away. But thinking of her pitiful look, Raymond didn't move. She whispered in his ear, Raymond, you're still the best to me. Not sad anymore? Yeah, there are so many good men in the world. Why should I hang myself on one tree? The rain cleared, and she smiled brightly. But Raymond suddenly thought of Bettina's adorable dimples when she smiled. He pushed Giselle away. All right, go home, take a shower, and live well. If you do this again, I won't care about you. Come to my place and change your wet clothes. No, I'll just take you home and leave. At this moment, Raymond turned his phone back on. There were still 3 missed call notifications. His right eyelid started twitching. Like a bad omen. He called back, but she had turned off her phone too. It was late, Bettina should be home by now. Bettina was probably angry, so she turned off her phone not to deal with him. He thought he'd check on her tomorrow, as he was soaked and exhausted. Bettina, you're home, right? I'll make time for you next Saturday. Bettina wouldn't hold a grudge against him, she never did. She was always so gentle, and that's what he liked about her. But this time, she didn't reply to his message. A whole week passed. Giselle posted on social media, saying she was going to start living well again. Bettina didn't reply to any of his messages. Raymond started to panic. He couldn't understand. Bettina had never acted like this before. Occasionally, when they had a fight, he wouldn't lower his pride to coax her. He would choose to ignore it, never actively looking for her, because he knew she couldn't bear to be without him. In at most 3 days, she would give in. He liked sweet things. Bettina would always bring her homemade little cakes to him. Ray, the cake is so delicious. Are you sure you don't want to talk to me? He would then take the opportunity she gave to make up. It had always been like this for 3 years. Thinking of this, he arrived at Bettina's apartment. It's been a week. Your anger should have subsided. I'm downstairs. Come down. Bettina would be very surprised. This time, he came to make up himself. Shift to Bettina's perspective. After that day, I came down with a fever. I didn't reply to any of the messages Raymond sent me. Since my birthday, it had been raining nonstop. I stayed home, taking medicine and sleeping, drifting through the days in a daze. Next to me lay a life-sized teddy bear. Raymond had given it to me when we were in college. I used to have an old one that had been with me since I was a child. Its limbs were patched up, and its fur was almost bald. Raymond said it was so ugly that he couldn't bear to look at it. So, he bought me a new teddy bear, which I cherished for a long time, hugging it to sleep every night, while the old one was stuffed into my closet. But now, I didn't need it anymore. I stuffed the teddy bear Raymond gave me into the closet. Then, I took out the old one that had been with me for so long. Its embrace was much warmer than Raymond's. The day the rain finally stopped, I saw a message from Raymond. "It's been a week. Are you still mad? I'm downstairs at your place. Come down." But I just found it laughable. Why did he think that just because he wanted to, I would come running to him with a snap of his fingers? I hugged the teddy bear he gave me and went downstairs. The sunlight made me feel like I was in a different world. Raymond was still the same, smiling confidently at me, as if nothing had happened that day. His expression seemed to say, "See, I knew you would come down obediently." He walked over. "What's this? You even brought the bear I gave you. Do you like it that much?" I walked past him without a word. Then, right in front of him, I threw the teddy bear into the trash can on the side of the road. "I'm just throwing away some trash." Raymond's smile froze, and he gritted his teeth. "Bettina Webb, what do you mean by this?" I didn't answer. He grabbed my shoulder. "I asked you what you mean by this? The last time, I thought I made it clear enough. We're done. There's no need for me to keep these things. After all, the things he gave me were actually quite few. Bettina, you know I had no choice that day. You wouldn't have been so petty before." Raymond sighed. "Seriously, you need to get over it." There it was again, that phrase. He put his arm around my shoulder, the familiar scent of tobacco wafting over, his tone coaxing. "It was my fault, okay? I'll spend the whole weekend with you, all right?" I had given him my heart with both hands. But he had thrown that heart into the dirt, trampled it into the muddy ground. After crying and hurting, all I felt was a sense of absurdity. "Is this fun for you?" With that, I shook off his hand and walked away. Raymond didn't chase after me. He always cherished his pride. But for me now, that was the best outcome. After I got back, my grandfather called me. "Tina, I made 2 more jars of your favorite secret sauce." "Really?" "I just finished the last jar." Every 6 months, my grandfather would send me his handmade secret sauce, buying the ingredients bit by bit and making it himself. I used to give a jar to Raymond every time. Thinking about it made my nose sting. Grandpa asked, "Why does your voice sound different?" "Really?" "Maybe I caught a cold." Grandpa became alarmed, asking if I didn't have money to buy medicine or if I had been eating too much cold food. He was the person who cared about me the most in the world. After hanging up, he transferred $2,000 to my bank account. "Tina, don't be too frugal. Eat well, drink well. If you run out of money, tell Grandpa. Grandpa has a pension. It's great to have Grandpa in this world. I shouldn't waste my emotions on someone like Raymond anymore. Pulling away in time is the best choice." The next day, Matt called me, saying he was back in the country. After years of not seeing each other, he had matured, but his looks were just as striking as before, with skin fairer than most girls. His eyes, full of charm, looked at everyone with deep affection, and his hair was as black as ink. We used to be in the same club and department. Matt was the president, and I was the vice president. He always took good care of me. Raymond happened to be Matt's roommate. After I got together with Raymond, my relationship with Matt gradually faded. Soon after, Matt went abroad for an exchange program. After graduating, he stayed in the UK for work. Apart from holidays, we rarely kept in touch. Every once in a while, he would send postcards from different cities. Of course, not just to me. Other classmates we were close to in the department would also receive them. I thought meeting again might be awkward, but when we smiled at each other, it felt like we were back to our familiar selves. I joked, "You didn't come to avenge your good roommate, did you?" "Impossible. If I were to avenge anyone, it would be him," he chuckled. I changed my phone number after going abroad and lost touch with many people. I couldn't even avenge him if I wanted to. Good, I don't accept any pleas. Don't mention those who make you unhappy. How about a drink? He frowned. Why drink? Is your tooth sensitivity gone? No. Matt said, then no drinking. I said, let's go listen to some music. Let's go to the place we used to frequent, Parting Bar. It was during our sophomore year. Because of club tasks, we went out together. Caught in a heavy rain without umbrellas, we ducked into a roadside bar called Parting Bar to take shelter. After the singer finished a few songs, they invited people from the audience to sing. Matt stood up, his charming eyes looking incredibly gentle under the light. Sing a song, Ambush on All Sides. My favorite, a song by Eason Chan. My eyes lit up. I loved listening to Eason's Cantonese songs, but I couldn't sing them. Matt, being from G-City, had a beautiful Cantonese accent. Matt sang several of Eason's songs in a row. I was briefly lost in his singing, forgetting all my worries. It felt so good not to have my emotions controlled by Raymond anymore. When we left, Matt went to the parking lot to get the car. A guy came over, "Miss, let me give you a ride home. It's not safe for a girl to be out alone at night." I smiled and waved him off. "No need, I'm waiting for my friend." Just as I finished speaking, Raymond suddenly appeared out of nowhere and shoved the guy aside. "This is my girlfriend. Get out of the way." Raymond gripped my wrist tightly. "Who gave you permission to smile at him?" "I smile when I want to. You're my girlfriend, you can only smile at me. You left me to find her that day. I told you then that we were done. Don't pretend to be affectionate now. Raymond, you know that night I started, but then I saw Giselle in the distance, wearing a white dress and draped in Raymond's jacket. Forget it, it doesn't matter. Go be with your Giselle. Giselle ran over. Raymond, are you two fighting? Giselle looked at me and then at him. Is it because of me? I'm sorry, Bettina, that night I really. Raymond interrupted her. It's not your fault. I added, we're not fighting, we're breaking up. Bettina Webb, are you serious? I didn't know why. He suddenly seemed to care about me again. I didn't understand, and I didn't want to understand. Maybe it was just that my refusal to reconcile like before made him uncomfortable, leaving his pride with nowhere to go. I looked at him coldly. I'm serious. Joking about this is pointless. Raymond stared at me intensely. It was as if he wanted to bore a hole through me with his eyes. Giselle patted him. Raymond, it's okay. There will always be people in this world who don't value your sincerity. If worst comes to worst, I'll be the one to accompany you in the rain this time. I thought I didn't care anymore. But my heart still clenched. So, the person who ignored my 3 calls was out in the rain with Giselle. The feeling of nausea reached its peak at that moment. Fortunately, Matt's car arrived. Bettina, get in the car. Raymond was shocked. So this is why you insisted on breaking up? You found another man, and it's my college buddy no less. He opened Matt's car door as he spoke. Matt, get out. Raymond grabbed his jacket. You've been abroad all this time, and now you come back to mess with my girlfriend? Are you crazy? Matt looked at him calmly. You and Bettina have broken up. Whether I mess with her or not is none of your business. I walked over and pulled Raymond away. Raymond looked at me in disbelief. You're actually defending him? Doesn't feel good, does it? Matt sneered. Did you ever think about how Bettina felt when you left her that night? Raymond was stunned for a couple of seconds. Don't give me that holier-than-thou crap. I raised my hand and slapped him. I realized my hand was shaking. Raymond, stop acting crazy. Not everyone is like you, having your cake and eating it too. Wake up. Giselle rushed over. Why are you hitting him? Then she looked at Raymond with concern. Raymond, are you okay? Raymond just hung his head, smiling self-deprecatingly. Fine, I'll ask one last time, are we really breaking up? Is there really no room for negotiation? No matter how many times you ask, the answer is the same, we have no relationship anymore. In the end, he nodded knowingly. He pointed at me and said, "Fine, all right, it's my fault for being blind, for being pathetic enough to beg you." I ignored him, got into Matt's car, and drove away. Matt, I'm sorry about earlier. You don't need to apologize. You didn't do anything wrong. And, I might. I know, Matt smiled understandingly, I just wanted to have a meal with you. I've been busy abroad these years, and I don't have many friends in the country. You don't need to feel pressured. Okay. I sighed in relief, in that case, I'll show you around. What about after that? Do you plan to stay here? No, I want to go back to my hometown for a while. I'll go with you. Tisk, I chuckled, you go focus on your work. I'm not that fragile. Not long after, I resigned from my job. I used my savings to buy a second-hand car and drove back to my hometown to see my grandpa. But when I got home, Grandpa was lying in bed. He looked weak, his face so thin that only a layer of skin covered his bones. What happened to Grandpa? He accidentally fell a few days ago. I went to his bedside, and he struggled to sit up. Don't, Grandpa, just lie down. Tina, you're back. I'm fine, don't worry, just broke a few bones. I'll be up and about in a few days. He asked me to get a small tin box from his bedside table. Your favorite snowflake candies, Grandpa saved them for you. The sweetness spread on my tongue. Life didn't seem so bitter anymore. The town was so small. You were bound to run into someone you knew. I met an old lady selling vegetables at the market. She didn't recognize me. I walked over, and she kept handing me baskets, telling me to put the vegetables I wanted to buy in them, looking very kind. Before long, a rough-looking young man came over. He asked her for money, and after getting it, he saw me and his eyes widened. Are you a jinx? You've got the wrong person, I said coldly. The old lady quickly apologized. Sorry, my grandson mistook you. Who did he mistake me for? He mistook you for my deceased granddaughter, who brought bad luck from birth and caused her mother to die. Deceased? Indeed, to them, I might as well be dead. I smiled. Really? Then why didn't she bring bad luck to you? My best friend sent me a video. It was Raymond, standing downstairs where I used to live, drenched in the rain, completely soaked, standing motionless outside my home. This lovesick fool is killing me with laughter. He stands outside your house in the rain every day, saying he won't leave unless you come out to see him. I opened my phone again. I saw that Raymond had sent me over 99 messages. He looked seriously ill. His voice was hoarse, saying he had a high fever. If it were before, I would have been extremely worried. But now, whether he lives or dies has nothing to do with me, he never cared about my well-being. I no longer feel a shred of pity for him, my heart is dead, and it's dead for good. Exploiting my past excessive sympathy is pointless. Compared to him, I care more about my grandpa. Grandpa is the one who truly loves me in this world, the one I should cherish the most. But after staying with Grandpa for a few days, his health didn't improve, instead, it got worse. My uncle and I found it strange and took him for a checkup. The results came out, lung cancer, late stage. He didn't have much time left, this news felt like a bolt from the blue. My legs went weak. But I could only smile and tell Grandpa, "You're fine, the doctor said you're just weak, you just need to rest and recover. I told you I'm fine, let's go home." Grandpa was very optimistic. But the disease didn't spare him because of his optimism, he became so thin, just skin and bones, his limbs like dried up rivers. At first, he could still struggle to walk, but later he could only lie in bed. Every day, apart from eating and sleeping, watering the flowers in his little garden, I stayed by his side, keeping him company. That night, Grandpa, who usually only drank soup and porridge, said he wanted to eat rice. He finished a whole bowl of rice, looked much better, and asked, "You used to say you would bring your boyfriend for Grandpa to see?" I paused, then smiled and said, "Him? He's quite busy with work, so he didn't come with me." You must get better, so when he has a holiday, he can come to see you. I had mentioned it to Raymond. He replied, it's not the right time yet. So I didn't bring it up again. Grandpa smiled understandingly. So you broke up with him? Yes. If it's not suitable, then break up. Grandpa is not that old-fashioned. Break up if you must. Feelings are unpredictable, right? Hearing this, I finally burst into tears. All the accumulated emotions finally poured out. He gently stroked my hair. It's okay, Tina, love yourself first, always remember. Early the next morning, Grandpa said he was thirsty and wanted to drink water. But when I adjusted the temperature and brought it to him, Grandpa's eyes were closed as if he were asleep. My heart sank. Trembling, I said, Grandpa, here's your water. He still didn't respond. Tears instantly filled my eyes. Grandpa, I brought the water you wanted, wake up and take a sip. No matter how I called him, how I cried out, he would never open his eyes again. Grandpa was gone. No one in this world would call me Tina anymore, no one would save candies for me, no one would make special sauces for me. No one would pat my head and tell me everything would be okay, that Grandpa would always be my strong support. I accidentally touched a red envelope in my coat pocket. It was something Grandpa had slipped in without my knowing. I cried out loud. But my dearest Grandpa could no longer hear me. On the day of Grandpa's funeral, Matt also came. He held me in his arms, tears in his eyes. Matt, Grandpa, my grandpa is gone. Bettina, my condolences. Not being able to see Bettina was driving Raymond crazy. He had resolutely broken up with her, thinking he could tough it out, but his mind seemed to have a will of its own, constantly replaying her kindness to him. Through various connections, he managed to get the phone number of her best friend, Aisha, but the voice on the other end was cold. I don't know where she went either, don't ask me. He begged her humbly. I'll give you money, as much as you want, I'll give it to you, just tell me where Bettina is. Stop disgusting me, will you? Ask yourself, how much do you really know about her? You've enjoyed her love for 3 years without a care, shouldn't you be satisfied? Raymond was at a loss for words. I'm sorry, Sorry? What good is sorry? She stayed up all night decorating for your birthday. And on her birthday? That day, while you were in the rain with another woman, Tina was harassed by thugs. She called you so many times, you didn't answer once. She almost got hurt, do you know that? Do you think you deserve to know where she lives? Do you? Stop adding to her troubles. You, just stay with that Giselle Fox, and don't ruin Tina's life anymore. Tell her I can change. The call was hung up. When he called back, he found he had been blocked. Giselle tried to comfort him, Raymond, didn't you comfort me like this last time? Don't be sad for someone who's not worth it. Maybe Bettina wanted to break up with you a long time ago. Remember that man in the car last time? What do you know? What the hell do you know? Giselle's eyes instantly reddened. How can you yell at me? Sorry, some things are not for you to say. She's not the kind of person you think she is. Raymond, didn't you like me? Now that I've broken up, and you've broken up, you can pursue me again. Giselle, what makes you think I would wait for you? You watched too many soap operas? After saying this, he suddenly felt the urge to slap himself. So why should Bettina wait for him? Yes, I admit seeing you brought some regret, but I realize now, that's not love. Bettina has been by my side for 3 years, you have no idea how important she is to me. Raymond, you don't really love her that much, stop making excuses for yourself, okay? Get out! Stop buzzing around my ears. If you hadn't come back, Bettina and I wouldn't be like this now. Giselle started to cry. But at that moment, Raymond only felt irritated. He once had an obsession with Giselle and had sinfully tried to use Bettina to forget her, but he discovered. It's easier to get over something you never possessed. But losing something you had is like having a piece of your flesh cut off. The thought of possibly having no connection with her in the future filled him with panic and fear like a tide. I know you can see my messages, Bettina. I used to ignore your feelings. I didn't know Giselle's return would hurt you so much. I didn't consider your feelings, it's my damn fault. I know I was too cold before, ignored a lot of your feelings. I will change from now on. Let me chase you this time, okay? I'm downstairs at your place. Yes, I was in the rain with her that day, but it won't happen again. I'll be downstairs waiting for you, whenever you want to see me. I can't lose you, really, I'm begging you. But Bettina didn't reply to a single message. She was impervious to both soft and hard tactics. No way, it couldn't be, he didn't believe it. After dating Bettina for 3 years, he still didn't know where her hometown was. It was then that he realized he was an unqualified boyfriend. The last time he broke his leg playing basketball. She came to the hospital and saw him in a cast, her eyes were red. Bettina was easily softened, she had always cared deeply for him. Since she minded him being in the rain with Giselle, he would come to her place every night and stand in the rain until she was willing to forgive him. The rain poured down night after night. He stood in the rain all night without sleeping, the autumn rain freezing to the bone, standing still like a statue. Passers-by gave him looks that said, "Are you crazy?" After standing in the rain for several weeks, Raymond's body couldn't take it anymore, and he came down with a high fever. But when he opened the drawer, Raymond was stunned, the common medicines were all bought by Bettina. He sent a hoarse message to Bettina. "Betty, I'm half dead sick right now, aren't you going to come see me? I know no matter how angry you are, you won't ignore me, you won't leave me, right? Come see me, Raymond Patel." Upon receiving her email, Raymond was ecstatic and jumped out of bed. He always said she couldn't bear to be without him, he was sure of it. But when he arrived at the address Bettina sent him, he found that a funeral was taking place inside. His steps were heavy, as if filled with lead. It couldn't be true, it must have been someone in her family who had an accident, and he was here to support her through this tough time. But when he walked in, Bettina was smiling at him. Her eyes were crescent-shaped, and there were 2 shallow dimples on her cheeks. But it was a black and white photo. An elderly person nearby shook their head, such a poor child, her grandfather just passed away last week, and now this happened to her. He saw Bettina's best friend, Aisha, and a haggard-looking Matt. Raymond rushed over like a madman. "You all are conspiring to trick me, right? You're all in on this act with Bettina, right? There's no way something happened to her." Aisha choked out. After her grandfather's funeral, she told us she wanted to travel, to be alone for a while, but on the way, she was so heartbroken that she drove into the river. "No, she wouldn't leave me," Raymond showed the text Bettina sent to the others. "Look carefully, she texted me just yesterday." He looked at Matt. "Tell me it's not true. Did you set this up to mess with me? She can't be dead, she's definitely still alive." Matt grabbed his collar and shoved him against the wall. "Raymond Patel, stop losing your mind." Not long after, a few police officers suddenly came to the door. "Is this Bettina Webb's residence?" Raymond clung to this like a lifeline. Yes, it is." "Are you here to help me find her? She passed away." "Who are you to her?" "I'm her boyfriend. We had a fight on her birthday, and she's been avoiding me since." "Is that so? Was her birthday on the 7th of last month?" "Yes, I was with her that day." "Do you know she was assaulted that day?" Raymond felt as if he'd been struck by lightning. "No, I didn't know." Matt and Aisha were also stunned into silence. Trembling, they asked, "What? So none of you knew?" The police took all 3 of them back to the station. The reason was that last night, in an abandoned sewer under a deserted tin house in an alley, they found the bodies of 2 adult males. The 2 men had died from excessive blood loss due to stab wounds. It was confirmed that these men had been released from prison 6 months ago, having been incarcerated for a rape. During the investigation, they found a phone belonging to one of the deceased at the scene. It contained a video recording of them torturing a victim before they died, who was Bettina Webb. The video had been pixelated by the police, but the audio could not be edited. Her cries, wails, and pleas for help were mixed with the sound of thunder and rain, eventually fading into silence, like death. Midway through, her phone rang. Then came the men's agonized screams. one after another. She had killed those two men. Then, she walked out of the surveillance blind spot. In the surveillance footage, a woman, shaking all over, with messy hair, wrapped in a coat. Her hands covered in blood, stumbled out, then tripped over a stone and fell into the grass. She lay there as if dead. Unnoticed, unknown. She struggled to turn on her phone. Who knows how long it took. She staggered to her feet. Then, she bowed to the air, smiling and thanking. I'm okay, thank you all. If I hadn't met you, I wouldn't have known what to do. Aisha was sobbing uncontrollably. She told me she met some good people who saved her. How could it be like this? How could it? That was a self-protective mechanism her brain generated in response to severe trauma. She couldn't face the fact that she had been violated, so she automatically corrected that bad memory. The police officer couldn't help but tear up. Monsters, they're worse than animals. Matt couldn't stop his tears, grabbing the deathly silent Raymond next to him. Punch after punch, he put all his strength into it. The usually calm and gentle Matt now had bloodshot eyes, and Raymond's nose bled profusely, mixed with his tears. How helpless and desperate she must have been that day. She wailed, struggled. And him? He was consoling Giselle over a breakup. He was with Giselle in the rain, ignoring her calls. That was her cry for help, but he pushed her back into the abyss with his own hands. Ignored Bettina's suffering. What was he doing? Aisha said fiercely, if you'd answered her first call, she wouldn't have gone through this. It was because you didn't answer that the assailants came back and dragged her in, do you know that? I know, it's all my fault. Even if we take a step back. If you had gone back to look for her after comforting your first love, she wouldn't have ended up like this. He was already mumbling, unable to speak. The images and sounds felt like knives slicing him piece by piece. You should just kill me. You do deserve to die. But you're not worthy of death. Matt grabbed Raymond's collar. You're not worthy of dying. You're not worthy of seeing her. Don't think that taking a few punches can atone for your sins. You should live in guilt for the rest of your life, live in repentance for her. The police conducted a further investigation into Bettina's belongings. We have reason to believe that her driving into the river was not an accident caused by excessive sadness. They cracked her computer password. They found a document saved on her computer. The date it was saved was the day before her accident. September 29th, 2021. Every time I talk about my past, I always start with I had a grandpa who loved me very much. I never told anyone the stories before that. Actually, my mother died when I was born. When I was old enough to remember, my grandmother always called me a worthless girl. They always made me feel like my very breath was wasting air, that I didn't deserve to live. My father soon remarried and had a son. My half-brother had various styles of clean, nice clothes. While he was held and watched cartoons, I only had endless dirty dishes to wash. The water in the countryside during winter was bone-chillingly cold. I secretly used the water heater to get warm water to wash the dishes, but my grandmother found out and scolded me. You worthless girl, all you do is waste and waste. If you can't endure hardship, no one will dare to marry you in the future. In 6th grade, I collected bottles for a whole semester. I bought a half-human-sized teddy bear at a second-hand store. At night, I brought it to bed. Lying on its soft belly, I imagined it was my mother, soothing me to sleep, patting me, calling me her baby. All the unhappiness and scolding during the day seemed to be healed in that embrace. But it wasn't long before my half-brother found the bear I had hidden in the wardrobe. I hurried to take it back. But my stepmother snatched it away. A broken bear is so precious to you? Did you steal money to buy it? Your older sister and you can't let your brother have it? Stop playing with toys, hurry up and mop the floor. Then, my brother cut off all 4 limbs of my teddy bear mother with scissors. Here, take it back, I don't want it, my toys are 100 times better than yours. I held the broken teddy bear. Curled up in a corner, crying all night long. No one would protect me. The next day, I found a needle and thread and sewed the teddy bear back together myself. It accompanied me for many years. During the summer vacation of my 3rd year of junior high, My stepmother's nephew came to stay at our house for a short while. He wore black framed glasses and looked very honest. He said he wanted to help me with math problems. But as he explained, he put his hand on my thigh, touching me intentionally or unintentionally. I was both shocked and scared. I pushed him away and ran out desperately, "Grandmother." But my grandmother pushed me to the ground. "You short-lived ghost, why are you running so fast? If you bump into your brother, see if I don't beat you." I carefully went back to get my workbook, but he grabbed me. His hand reached down, pulling down my pants, covering my mouth, pressing against me, making strange noises. "You're so young but already so beautiful." I was terrified to death, stomped on his foot with all my might, and he let go of me in pain. I said I would tell the adults. He sneered and said, "Do you think they will believe you, a bringer of bad luck, or me, a well-educated person?" Yes, my family would never help me. I cried and went to the police station. The police came to my house to investigate, but found nothing. The neighbors surrounded our house, eager to watch the drama. But why? They all looked at me with strange eyes, as if I was the one who did something wrong. My stepmother explained to the police, "She is lying, her mother died early, we were busy and didn't pay attention to her, so she lied to get my attention." My nephew, everyone knows, just got into college this year, how could he do such a thing? After the police left, my grandmother locked me in the storage room. "Aren't you ashamed? If you're afraid of others doing dirty things to you, you should be locked in the house, it's the safest. Maybe you wanted to seduce my nephew, you're so young but already so scheming." No one stood by my side. They all looked at me with strange eyes, as if I was something dirty. I was very, very hungry, but no one cared if I lived or died. Until my grandpa came to take me away. My grandpa had come before, but at that time my father and the others thought I had some use, could be ordered around, and didn't let my grandfather take me away. But after that incident, they couldn't wait to give me away, the farther the better. My grandpa arranged for me to transfer schools. He gave me the warmth I had never felt since I was born. He told me, "Artina is not a bringer of bad luck, but the North Star." For the first time, someone was good to me. I was at a loss. I no longer had to be cautious, I touched the light. Those years with my grandpa were the happiest of my life. Those wounds seemed to be slowly healed. I also slowly changed from the weird loner in other people's mouths to a normal girl, who could cry, make trouble, and laugh. Later, I worked hard to become my grandpa's pride. I got into a prestigious university. In college, I met Raymond Patel. I was attracted to his passionate and unrestrained nature. I had a crush on him but didn't plan to confess. Because of what happened when I was a child, I was actually somewhat resistant to boys getting close, thinking that it didn't matter whether I dated or not. But Raymond confessed to me. I wanted to bravely take that step. I thought I would also meet my salvation like the protagonist in a novel. I thought I would completely say goodbye to that muddy past. I could be like children with normal childhoods, have my own lover, have my own family. I thought I would never return to the abyss. I would have a daughter and let her never go through what I have been through. But that stormy night, I fell into an even deeper quagmire. The deeper and deeper darkness swallowed me. The night after my grandpa's burial, the wind howled and lightning flashed. I remembered what really happened that rainy night. In fact, there were no passers-by that night. From beginning to end, no one came to save me. Those two bastards groped me, choking my neck. The excruciating pain, the cold rain, the nauseating gasps. I screamed desperately. It only made those beasts more aggressive. At that moment, I truly wanted to disappear from this world. So I wouldn't have to endure this. My tears dried up. It was only when Matt's call came that they were startled, wanting to turn off my phone, and it awakened my gradually fading will. I felt for the dagger in the pants that one of the men had taken off. Then, while they were distracted, one stab, two stabs. By the time I snapped out of it, they were covered in blood. I dragged them into the abandoned tin hut nearby. The rain was still pouring. The ground was stained red. Rainwater and blood flowed into the dark sewer. This memory, I chose to forget selectively. I even thought someone had saved me. You worry she might do something foolish, you feel sorry for her tears. But what about me? Does anyone feel sorry for me? Did anyone hear my cries? Did anyone hear my call for help? Raymond Patel, if you approached me at the beginning just because you purely liked me, would I not have had such an encounter? But if there really was an if, I wouldn't have liked you from the start. Actually, I also thought about living on. It's no big deal. In this short life of mine, I've already been through too much, but there are too many people in this world suffering. Be strong, Bettina Webb. You can have a new beginning. Rent a small yard, plant it full of flowers and plants. But those disgusting memories I tried so hard to forget torment me day and night. I have to take many showers every day. I don't want to see anyone anymore. The next day I drove to a small town. I didn't tell anyone. Not even Matt. I couldn't turn back. I like the sunshine. Because in such pristine sunlight, it makes me mistakenly think I am clean too. But that night it started raining and thundering again. The thunder always seemed to roll over me, forcing me to recall that night's memory over and over. I searched online for inspirational and healing videos. I really wanted to live on. Clearly, the wounds had scabbed over. Why does it still hurt so much? At night, I kept my eyes open all night, not daring to close them. Afraid that once I closed them, someone would cover my mouth, drag me into a dark corner, choke my neck, tear my clothes. I felt like I was splitting into two, tearing at myself from within. One desperately wanted to break free from the broken shell, the other shouted that I should live on, that living on brings hope. I didn't know whom to listen to. The little match girl lit a match and saw her relatives, so if I lit a match, could I see my grandpa too? I really missed my grandpa. I lit a match too. The flame brought a moment of warmth. Then it went out, and I didn't see my grandpa. Maybe tomorrow I will see him. After I die, maybe I'll make the news. Dad and grandmother would probably be furious, cursing people. Grandmother would say I was a bringer of bad luck, embarrassing them as a child, and now as an adult, bringing shame to the family. Say I went to seduce others again. Dad might say, this money-losing good-for-nothing cost me over 20 years of money. Now I can't even get a penny of bride price. She was of no use being born. And Raymond, after a brief period of pain, would find someone else to love, just like when he confessed to me. Would anyone know I existed? Even if I disappeared from the world, would anyone care? Bettina Webb, in the next life, don't be so naive. Don't be so easily deceived. Don't go to someone just because they beckon you. The boys who say they want to be with you may not love you. If I had a choice, I wouldn't want to be born into a family that favors boys over girls. I want parents who love me. No father who hits and scolds me over trivial matters every day, no grandmother who wakes me up at dawn to do chores. No stepmother who pinches my arm under the table if I take an extra piece of meat, and no strange cousin who, under the pretense of helping me with homework, touches my thigh. This is also why I have the surname Webb, but I hope everyone only calls me Bettina. The family that gave me my surname never provided me any shelter. I don't want to meet Raymond Patel again. And also, Matt, I'm sorry. Don't blame yourself. I'm really very tired, and I have no strength left to grasp the light that wants to illuminate me. If possible, I want to become the wind, become the rain, become a butterfly. Or become a cloud in the sky. Also, if someone can see this text, can you burn my little bear for me too? If not, so be it, let my disappearance be an accident. Raymond went completely mad after learning the truth. In the end, he was the one who killed her. He had never truly understood her past, only selfishly enjoyed her kindness, taking it for granted, and even hung up on her when she called for help. He had no right to seek her forgiveness. Nor did he have the right to blame Bettina. Everything he did before seemed so ridiculous. He banged his head against the wall, smashing it until he was bleeding. Falling to the ground, like a puddle of mud. He stood on a busy street corner, asking everyone, have you seen my girlfriend? She has two dimples when she smiles. Everyone knew about the alley where a murder had happened. There was a madman who looked for his girlfriend every day. His family could only lock him up at home. But he managed to escape again, and when Giselle came to persuade him, he grabbed her and asked, "Have you seen my girlfriend?" Giselle hugged him. "How long are you going to stay crazy? Wake up, okay? You still have me. I came back for you." A suddenly lucid Raymond stared at her. "You came back for me?" "Yes, you still have me." "So you weren't heartbroken that day, were you?" He grabbed Giselle by the neck. "Did you lie to me? Did you purposely make me leave Bettina? Without you, none of this would have happened." When the others rushed in, Giselle was nearly strangled to death. "I'll kill you," Raymond sobbed uncontrollably, breaking free from those restraining him, red-eyed, chasing after Giselle, who fell down the stairs in her panic. Ridiculous and absurd. Sometimes he was clear-headed, unable to accept the tragic consequences he indirectly caused. Sometimes he was mad, asking everyone if they had seen Bettina. But that girl he hurt would never come back because of it. Matt liked Bettina. He had liked her for 5 years. But she liked Raymond, and he could see it, but there was nothing he could do. So he took a step back and stayed by her side as a friend. As long as she wanted to turn around, he would be there behind her. Until she was really with Raymond, he realized he couldn't be as calm as he imagined. He suffered from insomnia night after night. It was also the first time he cried since he was a child. Like a voyeur, he secretly listened when Raymond played Bettina's voice messages. But those messages were never meant for him. Drinking poison to quench his thirst, it couldn't save him. He couldn't accept that the person he liked had become someone else's girl. He first moved out of the dormitory and then applied for an exchange program abroad. During those years abroad, he often dreamed of Bettina, dreaming of the times they sat in the corner listening to songs. He wore out her social media account. Even saved photos of her and Raymond, cropping Raymond out, looking at them repeatedly. He even printed them out and put them in an album. The whole album was about her. No one could tell he was the kind of person who would do such childish things. But he regretted it. Regretted fleeing the city like a coward. If he hadn't gone abroad, maybe she wouldn't have gone through that. What kind of despair must she have been in to be driven to kill, and how much fear and pain must she have been in to forget those events due to trauma? He wished he could go back to that day, kill those 2 men in her place, and hold her in his arms. But he couldn't go back. He couldn't do anything. But he couldn't go mad either. Anyone else could go mad, but not him. He had important things to do, so he forced himself to pull together. He hired people to investigate Bettina's stepmother's nephew, who was now a middle school teacher, still unable to change his dirty habits. Often groping his students, but they were too young and inexperienced to speak out. Matt collected evidence and got him sent to prison. Those relatives who clamored for a share of the inheritance after Bettina's death no longer dared to say a word, fearing Matt would go after their precious son. Matt wouldn't allow them to defame her anymore. He sat from sunrise to sunset. Like a silent rock. The moon slowly climbed above the treetops. Its light illuminated her tombstone and his tear-filled eyes. He took out the album and slowly flipped through it. The last picture he saved of her. It was her obituary photo. He caressed her picture, his mind filled with her vivid smiles and expressions. So lifelike, yet frozen in black and white. He would never see her again. In front of her tombstone, he placed the tulips she loved most. She should have met her loving grandpa and the mother she never knew. His thought was his only comfort. Bettina, I won't burn your bear toy for you. Give me something to remember you by. It's all I have left. He's mad, but I'm not. I'm grateful to be clear-headed, so I can think of you clearly, stay with you, and sing you the songs you liked. You said you were afraid no one would remember you in the future. Don't be afraid, Bettina, I will always remember you. I have just one wish, come visit me in my dreams often, okay? A butterfly flew by, landing on his shoulder.